You're now live, it says.
Yes.
So, oh, you've disappeared on me, Trevor.
I'm still here, Stuart. I can see you.
Oh, great, terrific. You seem suddenly you seem to have disappeared on me. Are there?
Oh, I'm there, Stuart.
What is this? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Stuart. You're loud and clear, coming across loud
Brilliant.
and clear.
So, hello everybody in Facebook land. We are live here, and right at the moment, I am having a little trouble getting Trevor to appear on screen. My apologies for that, Trevor.
No, I mean I can see the screen. I'm here. You and I beside each other, Stuart. So
Can you see me on Facebook?
absolutely. Well, I haven't seen you on Facebook yet. No, just on the Be Live streaming.
Okay. Okay. So, people, if you want to interact with us, it's a good idea if you use the link on the screen that's coming up now. I'm going to just put that up for you so that you can see. Have your questions ready. But if you want to use this link in order to be able to make sure that you can get your comments on this broadcast through to us, please do. I think you can see that there. That's the link to use. It's faq.believe.tv comments -issue. So if you want to be able to get questions through to us, please do that. And today, Trevor, as I said, I think I'm very keen to be able to sort of talk through
You're frozen, Stuart. He is frozen. Hello, Stuart. Are you there? I don't know what is happening. Stuart is obviously having technical issues. Yes, Stuart.
Trevor, can you hear me?
Yes, you're back again. I have you clear.
I don't know what happened, but I'm back. I'm so sorry that we had that trouble. Let me try and restart where we were. I wanted to just spend some time today talking about social proof, and in order to do that, I want to just take you through a few thoughts and talk to you about that. So I'm just going to put up something on the screen here, and I hope you can all see this. So social proof, what are we talking about in terms of social proof? Social proof, and I think there's a great thing from, I think it was Christopher, who said that it's proof of your authenticity, and that's really what it is. So where are we in terms of the formula when we're talking about social proof? Social proof is here. Here's the formula. Here's the marketing DNA. And on the left, you've got marketing elements, and on the right, you have got your sales elements. And social proof is this one down here at number 8. Can you see that, Trevor? Is that come
through? Yes, that's quite clear. Yes, Stuart.
Terrific. That's great to see. Right. So what's the formula, the success formula for social proof? Well, social proof consists of credibility builders plus communication. So let's talk about those credibility builders. So we've got social proof elements such as testimonials, case studies, evidence, use association, creating community, figures and statistics, endorsements, membership of well-known associations. And you can see I've actually managed, even on this one, to put a spelling mistake in that. And then in terms of the communication, have my slides been showing?
Yes, it's coming up.
Thank you.
It's coming up, yes.
And then once you get to communication, you've got to then put them in all of your sales and marketing. So you include them with sales letters. You send them out every 4 to 8 weeks to prospects with simple covering letters. You include them in monthly newsletters. You put them on your website. You blow them up and display them prominently in your office. And I've got a really good example of that. I was on a call this morning with one of my clients. He's a financial advisor. This is Chris. And you can see plastering the wall behind his head when he's on the call. He has all of these credibility builders. This is a guy who has done lots of exams. He's done massive numbers of things to build his credibility in the audience, with his audience. And he puts them behind his head so that when he's on calls with customers, they can see the credibility he has in his field. That's a great example. So what I want to talk through just for 5 or 10 minutes before we get on to any questions that anybody has got is how do we as business mentors do a scientific marketing makeover with our clients, given that that's what we're asking them to do. So if I just go back to our success formula, I had a call with a customer very recently, and I walked him through this success formula and said, we need to put more social proof, particularly around your newsletter and on your website. And we went through what are credibility builders. So we went through gathering testimonials from customers, getting customers to come back with more and more interesting and things that they liked about the store that he runs, to putting together associations of which associations he was a member of, using figures and statistics, how much they were saving on a piece. And I said to him, you've got to put it in your newsletter. Now, this is where the power of the scientific marketing makeover comes in, Trevor, because he sent to me his newsletter. And I'm just going to bring it up now. And you can see what I've done is I've anonymized it a little bit for the sake of protecting the innocent. And so when I said to him, use social proof in your newsletter so that you can get out to the audience just how good some of your products are. They need to hear how good the products are. Well, this is what he's done. He's done some very good stuff in this newsletter. He's got talking about the fact that as the pandemic has affected the business over the summer, what he's done to affect the safety of his customers and his staff. He's also talking about irresistible offers, which he's presenting this copy of the newsletter at the till point, will give you 2 pairs of socks from the Thought Socks range. But what I wanted to sort of point out was here is his social proof. And I analyzed this, and we have a formula where we look at the credibility builder. And I said to him,
and I'm going to have to use his name at this point because otherwise I should get it wrong by saying something else. Peter, this isn't social proof. This isn't going to impress your audience because it's at the very end, it's very small, it's not putting the message out there that there is good quality items and good service. Staff are very friendly. People don't see nearly enough of that sort of thing. That needs to be at the top of the newsletter. That needs to be down the side of the newsletter. It needs to be prominently displayed in the store so that people can see it. So I walked this through with him, and he is addressing this. This is his draft of the newsletter, and he's addressing this. Now we are talking about putting more of that social proof into his newsletter. And so that's why I was trying to say to him, look, you need to use us as mentors to send to us your draft proposals, and we will then critique it against the formula. I'll go back to that formula so that we can sort of talk about it. Against this formula, the success formula here, and we can talk about whether or not he has managed to build truly credibility builders into his marketing pieces. And once he's got those credibility builders, that newsletter will be much, much, much more effective. That's the great value. And I think social proof is being evidence of authenticity is a great comment, because that is really what we're trying to do with social proof. We're trying to sort of build the authenticity, the proof that the business has got credibility. And buyer's remorse happens immediately, doesn't it, Trevor?
Yes, sorry, go ahead, Stuart.
Well, buyer's remorse happens immediately. The only way you can actually overcome buyer's remorse is to put credibility builders into your marketing so that remorse is minimized. Is this something you've done with your your clients, Trevor?
Oh, absolutely. The credibility builders was crucial. I was very fortunate to start that I actually contacted some of my customers and asked them would they give me a testimonial and a referral. And the answer to get back was excellent. And I've used a number of them, and I use them on my website. It actually shows somebody you're talking to that you have the experience, you've worked with others, they're pleased with what you've done for them, which takes away a bit of their risk and a wee bit of their fact about who are you. So I found the testimonials. I've actually become a thought leader. I have co-authored a book. So there's been quite a few credibility builders that I have exercised and used, and I know that it makes the decision from the client to use you much easier.
Yeah, and I think it's something which we need to do much more, which is that for a lot of the time, a customer, if you think about it, a customer will walk down the street and they won't go. Well, they didn't used to go into the quiet restaurant because we all wanted to go to the place where everybody else was, because clearly that one had the sort of food, the cachet, whatever, that was attracting people to go eat there. I think nowadays it is different because of the pandemic, but for a large part, what we were trying to do at one point is go to be with where other people were, because we knew that was a guarantee of us being in a place where others wanted to be.
Yep. And I think also that we've just come back to your reference to the newsletter. The newsletter is a great way of developing and building your relationship, especially in these times when obviously we can't meet face to face. And one good tip that in my training when I was going through it was for your warm contacts and leads was to send them out the physical copy of the newsletter. And I included, a tip was to include a tea bag so they could boil the kettle, have a cup of tea and read the newsletter. But I found that a tremendous advantage having and using the newsletter.
Yeah, what a good idea. I love the tea bag. I love the tea bag.
Yeah, it was a good tip and a good idea, and that was again it was put a smile on somebody's face, and then well we must read what's in this. So, but the newsletter was excellent. Again, like there's a lot of people out there who have got awards and who have got industry awards and whatever, and I think that you use these in your social proof. align them as closely as possible to your target market, but ensure that if you have anything that's worth shouting about, then shout about it, because other people will feel more comfortable when talking and dealing with you.
Absolutely, Trevor. Absolutely. So we got a comment. Unfortunately, it doesn't show me who it is that's made the question.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't show who it is, but it says a Facebook user. But can you see it there, Stuart?
It just says it's really not just about knowing these great principles, but actually putting them into practice. Somehow we settle for knowing without always doing. How is that? I think it's a great question, and it comes back to what I was trying to say about Peter's newsletter. You know, Peter knew this stuff. He was quite clear about what he needed to put into his newsletter. And he thought, and you know, Chris never used to have all of this stuff behind his head. And it was because we spent some time saying and talking to him, and I sort of spent some time saying, well, show me what you think you're going to do. It's that second pair of eyes, isn't it? We all love that's what you know, our job is so great. It's that second pair of eyes. Peter sent me this and said, here, I've done what you've asked. Here's the social proof. And my question to him was, if you were going to be the receiver of that newsletter, would you truly be impressed? It's down at the bottom. You might not get there. It's very small. If you put yourself in the customer's view, what does the customer want to see? And the customer wants to be absolutely assured when they come into the shop and buy something, they're not going to regret it later. So make it the thing that you put up at the top, make it something that's in big, bold letters, and spread it all around your shop anyway, so that people can say, oh, Catherine thinks this is great. I'm not even going to bother questioning whether or not this is a good idea. I'm fairly confident it is.
Yeah, I think, Stuart, that last point was made by Michael Morris. So thank you very much for that, Michael. And it's a very, very good point. And I think that perhaps one of the ways that we can get around this is actually dealt with as we go through the mentoring course, and it's a systemization. And I believe that you should form a system, whatever it is, put it into place of 1, 2, 3, 4. So develop a process which actually you will then start to become a doer and not just a thinker. And I think it's quite important that there's no point in talking about these things if we can't do them and use them to your benefit.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Trevor. Systemization is critical to a lot of this stuff, isn't it? If you have a system, it eliminates human mistakes, which we're all human, we all make mistakes. If you have a system, it gets done every time. So, you know, making sure that when you produce your newsletter, one of the first things you have to think about is putting your social proof in. A system is absolutely critical to making sure that we do as well as knowing about doing.
Yep, that's exactly right. Also, you were going to possibly mention before you close today about the poll that you're currently running, Stuart. Yes.
Look, we run a poll on the Facebook page, and it's up at the top in the announcements. I try and share it, but I'm fairly sure that given I've had technical difficulties, I'm going to now mess everything up. So I'm keen not to mess everything up. So I don't know, Trevor, if you can just let people know. But if you go to the Facebook page, in the announcements, there is an announcement that says there's a poll running at the moment for when we should run these sessions. And I'm going to take life in my hands and see if I can actually show you where it is on Facebook. So give me a second. I don't know if this has cut me out now, Trevor. Have I disappeared completely?
You're too technical now, Stuart.
No, we're gonna see if we can do this. So here we go. I'm going to go back onto Be Live and see whether I can bring up this screen. It's all going to go wrong, don't we? So here is the Be Live, the Facebook page. And I'm just going to introduce it into the stream now. Whoa!
Yes, yeah. It's there.
Let's put that down there. So here we are, Facebook page. You can see here's the Facebook page, and if you click here on the announcements, You click on See All. I click on See All. I click on See All the announcements. Down, second one down, I've created a poll asking for input. Is that showing up on screen, Trevor?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So look, we want to get your input into the Q&A sessions that we're running. So 5 votes so far are for Monday at 7 p.m. and Thursday at 12:30, which is what we've got at the moment. But look, we've also suggested Monday 7 p.m. and Thursday 8 a.m. And there's one vote which is for another comment. That's from Will, and Will has put in the comments down here. Let me just bring up what Will said. During the day, sometime, both sessions would work best for me. So look, what we're trying to do is make these sessions work for you. The idea is that you have these options to come and talk to us, get input into your thinking, get input into your Sell More Stuff challenge, and to ask a question. So what I'm asking here in this poll is, look, tell us what you want. If the most is going to be Monday at 7 and Thursday at 12:30, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue running them on those times.
Yep. And I think for next week anyway, the Monday at 7 p.m. seems to be suiting. So that will be a definite one. And then whenever Stuart finishes the poll, we can decide on the Thursday one. But just to let you all know that the next Q&A session will be on Monday next. I'll be hosting it and Lucy will be co-hosting it. So we'll put up an invite later on today.
So what we'll do, Trevor, I'll run this poll until Monday, and then we'll announce the results on Monday evening, and I'll put that out on the as an announcement or as a comment in the Facebook page, saying the poll's running until Monday, say lunchtime, noon. Give you time to announce it at 7 p.m. on Monday, what the result is, what we're going to be doing going forward. And let's be honest, we don't have to stay with it. If it turns out that it doesn't quite work, we can always change again. We can always decrease frequency, increase frequency, whatever's required.
Yep, and also please use the Facebook Live comments. We actually had a number of very interesting comments in the last few days, so we encourage you to use that. If you're not sure of, just get on and there'll be one of the 4 of us will respond to you and help you along your journey through the Sell More Stuff challenge.
Thanks, Trevor. I've just enlarged that picture there so that you can see. That's where it is. Oops, Trevor.
Yeah, I was just, you disappeared there, Stuart, and I was just
sorry. I was just bringing both of us back on the screen, Trevor, so that we got rid of the poll from the screen. So unless there's anything else, we've reached 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say thank you for your perseverance with the slight technical issue at the beginning of the call. I'm not quite sure what happened. Facebook decided it didn't like me, but Facebook doesn't like me very often. So there we go. And Trevor, I look forward to hearing what you're going to be talking to us about at 7 o'clock on Monday evening.
Great. Lovely. Thank you very much indeed,
No
sir.
problem.
Speak soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. You still there, Trevor? Or have you left us?